First, let me start with the graphs and charts. Okay. So let's say the kind of data that we were having yesterday, we can use any of this data. So let's say I have a region like east, west, north, south. And I have the volume like 10,000, 15,000, 18,000, 20,000. Volume is basically the numbers, right? So all right. Now, if I were to create a chart, the best option now is, suppose I have a data like this. What graph will you do? First question.
Maybe a pie chart.
Why a pie chart?
Because the data, like the data is very small, and the pie chart, I think it will look neat.
Okay.
Instead of bar.
Okay. Anything else? Now, suppose I try to do a pie with this. Will this work?
I have no idea because I've not done it before.
Okay. So let's see how this works. I go to insert and all the charts are over here.
Okay.
So I click on this. It will create a chart. But it will have amount. Where is volume?
So can you repeat what you've said?
This is showing you the amount, but I have volume also here, right?
Yeah.
Where is the volume? That it can't show. Pie chart is best when you have one variable. It can be either volume or amount.
Okay.
If I have more than one variable, like amount, volume, I should look at other types of charts. How? Best option when you're doing a chart in Excel is go to insert, go to recommended charts.
Okay.
System will give you, Excel will give you a set of recommendations based on the data that you have selected. This is only recommendation. You can still ignore and go and create your own type of chart. Whichever chart you want, you can create. You see this? So here you are getting a preview of how the data is going to look like. And then you can choose whichever one you want. So here you see east, west, north, south. These are the amount, the ones in blue. Here it tells you this is called the legend. And the orange one is in volume. The orange one is low in number. That's why it's very flat, almost non-existent. If you want to change it, you can go to change chart type. And you get it where this is now side by side. Now, for any chart, Excel gives you an option to use these chart styles. You see the chart styles here? We had a table style, if you remember, pivot table style and all that. Style is a combination of colors and layout. So you have different styles here. If I click on them, see the color and the style changes. Do you see it? And the data being displayed is also a little bit different.
Yeah, it's according to the format.
According to the format. I can choose one of this, and then I have an option of going and changing this also. For changing it, I will click on these here on the right hand side. See, there is one for format, one for additional things that I want to put here. Suppose I want to add a data table at the bottom of the graph. System will do it. It's becoming very small. I need to increase the size. So the data is also displayed with the graph. What's the advantage? If I move this to another one, I can say move chart, and I say to a new sheet, it will move it along with the data. Okay. If I want now, for any of these graphs, just like I have this recommended graph, recommended chart, when I have more than one variable and the scale of the variable is very different. If this was amount and this also amount, maybe 21 and 20, they were in the same series, but the series here is different. This is in tens and thousands, this is in hundreds.
Yes.
Correct? So in
Yes.
those cases, I will want to avoid creating charts which will show me both of them in the same type, in the same axis. Because what's going to happen if I do this, you will see this becomes very small. See, this one becomes very small volume. It is so small that it's hardly visible. You will say, oh, there's nothing there. But you see, there's a tiny speck here.
Yes, it's hardly visible even.
Hardly visible. Why? Because the number is so small. If I increase it, see, it comes up. That means it is there. But because of the number being small, it is not showing up. So where is the number coming from? It is coming from this series.
Yes.
0, 5,000. This is incrementing in multiples of 5,000. Whereas my volume is in numbers 100, 150, 128, 190. It might be a high priced item.
True.
So what is the better way of displaying this? When I have two different types of series, you get what I mean by series? This is in
Absolutely.
hundreds, this is in
It's
thousands.
1,000. Yeah.
You have one of those challenges when you are converting it into crores, right?
Yeah.
We mentioned that day. So here,
Mm.
what we can do is we have something called as a combo chart.
Okay.
What combo chart does is it gives you the ability to create a secondary axis.
Okay.
So this site can be in multiples of 5,000, whereas the volume can be in multiples of 10 or 20.
Mm.
And my chart type can be different. Now, both of them are no longer columns. See, side by side. Which according to you is better?
The first right, yeah, the right one.
The left one, right?
Yeah, sorry, left one.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. The left one looks clean.
Yeah. And it gives you more information that this
Yes.
is in multiples of 50, this is in multiples of 10,000, and it is giving you a indicator also.
Yeah.
The principles regarding the graph and chart remains the same. If you want to change the style, you can choose any of them from here. See, the styles are changing.
Yes.
And if you want to change the colors also, you can change the colors. So as per your choice, you can switch to whichever color or style you want. And here you have this add chart element. If there is anything which is missing, you know what is an axis, right? Left axis, horizontal, vertical, secondary, horizontal. This is the axis title. Each x-axis, y-axis, you can have the titles. Chart title, this is right at the top, this chart title. You don't want it, you can say none, it will disappear. Chart title. Data labels is you want the numbers to be visible here. See, the numbers are also visible. Exact number will be visible. Sometimes whether it is 128 or 138, you can't really make out from this line, right?
Mm.
So in those cases, you can switch them off, or you can say none. Data labels, data table. So the table appears here at the bottom. You don't want a legend, that means the colors, because there is already one legend. You don't want another legend with the table, or you can put a legend here and then switch off the main legend here. This is the main graph legend. You can switch that off. So there's no duplication. Here it's much more obvious. This thick one is this amount, the thin one is the volume. Understood?
Yes.
Do you want to try this on your own? I'll
Yeah.
give you a few minutes. So biscuits, then West is chocolate. Then namkeen. Sweets. And let's say momo. Okay. Now copy this entire table and paste it below. No, without the header, just the east, yeah. Copy that, put it below, and remove that extra in between line. Just put it below, not, yeah, just delete that. Okay. Now here, instead of East biscuits in the second table, just jumble them up, so that we have more than one value for each region. So make that like biscuits for, no, in place of East biscuits, make it like East chocolates. Yeah. Next one, make that like, yeah, next one. And the next three like Momo, Namkeen, sweets. Just jumble them. Momo. Otherwise, you'll be left with. Northeast is Momo. So make it sweets otherwise. And change the numbers here next to that, that 97,000 from for East. Yeah, just change it. Or you can jumble them again. Copy another set from above, like 120,000, and copy 5 of them and paste it from there. 5 cell. No, copy 5. No, yeah, just copy those 5. Yes, the way you were doing it. No, no, don't do that. Start from 60,000, 6 lakh. Yeah, copy 5. Yeah, copy that and paste it from 97,000. Yeah, Control V. Okay. So now we have the data. Now click on East here below the branch. Yeah, click on that column. Yeah, do a sort. Go to data and do a sort. A to Z. A to Z. No, not that. Cancel that. Cancel that. Yeah, use that other one because it's a simple sort, right? Whichever way you want it. Okay. So what did we do basically? Here we have now two variables. One is branch, one is product, volume, sales.
Yeah.
Now with this kind of data, what type of graph will you create?
Bar.
Okay, let's do it. Let's select it and say recommended chart.
This is also clean list.
It's looking pretty wide, right?
Yeah.
Another better way of doing representing this is, remove this, delete it. Select that data. Select that data. No, keep that space. Keep that space. Yeah. Select that entire data, right from branch till escape. Escape. Do escape. Click outside the graph in the free. Now select the graph table. Select the table. Don't click on the graph. Don't click on the graph. Remove. Click outside. Select the table from B2 to E12. B2, not the whole column. Yeah, just the table. Yeah. Now go to insert. Go to recommended charts. Go to the all charts. There is something called as a sunburst or a tree map. Click on sunburst and say OK. Do you see what it is doing? Which one do you think is better?
No, I would stick to the right one. This
Why?
is looking. This
You're
is
feeling
looking like,
lost.
yeah.
Why? East, what is the breakup? It is having biscuits and chocolates. They have the same color. Northeast, what is it selling? Sweets and momo.
Hmm.
South, what is it selling? Namkeen and sweets.
Hmm.
North, what is it selling? Momo and something else which is not visible. West,
Yeah.
chocolate and something else. Then let's click on the graph.
But
This
West is also selling biscuits and
yeah,
chocolates.
because the chocolate is visible because that is wide enough, but the biscuit one is not visible because it is very thin. You know, that
Okay.
bar there is very thin, but we have other ways. Click on the graph, that sunburst graph. Yeah. Now go to the chart design. Now you change these individual ones, the chart styles. So these are all different variations of the same graph.
Hmm.
If you want the numbers, click on the chart title and say add data values. There's no option to add, data labels is already there. Go to the left hand side, the chart element, click on that graph. Yeah, go to the left hand side, they add chart element on the left hand side, not that one, extreme left top. Yeah, over there. Okay, data labels, come to data labels. What is that? Okay, that is the data label that is showing. Legend is the number. Okay. Click on this. None of them are showing the value, like what is the
Yeah,
sales. Go to the
exactly.
right. Go to go to that last one in the chart style. No, chart styles. Inside the chart style box. Go to the
There it
last
is.
one in that row. These styles, the styles.
Okay, styles. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the last one. Okay. Just click on that drop down corner. Yeah, more. Anything
And
else?
there
No, nothing else.
no option.
So this one I think does not show the chart amount.
Uh,
Just
yeah.
increase the size of the graph chart and drag it from the corner. Little more. Always when you drag anything, drag from the corner. Then you will get the length and breadth equally. Scroll down a bit. Let's see how big you need to make so that that chart appears. See, now that other one is coming. Otherwise it was not getting the space. You see that namkeen and biscuits which was missing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is called as a sunburst. This is traditionally, this is in the, it is used in the industry. So it is called a sunburst. So to show two variables simultaneously.
Okay.
And go to that change chart type. There is something called as a tree map just above sunburst. Say okay. This also is supposed to show you something similar, where it is showing you by color, east, breakup biscuits and chocolates. Yellow color, northeast, sweets, momo. South, sweets, namkeen. West, chocolates, biscuits. North, momo, namkeen. And click on those styles there. Check if any of them are showing numbers. chart design. Oh, on the right, just above that, chart design. Yeah, chart design. Yes. Keep, yeah. Keep going to the right in the chart style. Okay, click on the data element, see if data labels are allowed here. No, labels means only those. Okay. So this is called as a tree map. Okay, these
Tree map.
are, yeah, these are new styles of graph that has been introduced in the last release from Microsoft.
Okay.
Okay, and another thing, just go to the right and make this graph smaller, or drag this graph to the bottom below the old one. Let's make some space. This one, the chart title, tree map. Yeah, make that smaller and push it down. Now see here, I have the sales and go up in that table. Okay. So let's say this data that I am having, just copy the product and the volume, all the values. Yeah. And paste it on column H or G. Okay. Now, let's say this is volume, and above I, just below in I1, right? 2016. 2016. No, below I. Yeah, 2016. Then 2017. 2018. 2019. 2020. Okay. Now choose those volume, that 60,000 to, yeah, all those numbers. Go to the right and do the series fill. No. Shift, select it and go, just like, no. You won't be able to move, right? You have only one cell there. You have to select all of them, right? Like you do the series. Go to the right. No. Shift and go to the right. Don't do Control C.
Okay.
60,000. Click on 60,000. Click Shift. Use the keyboard down arrow, Shift and down arrow. Down arrow. Go to the right. Right. Keep the Shift button pressed. Go to the right. Don't use mouse. Don't use mouse. Go to the right with the right button. No. Like that. Go to the right till the column M. No, till the column M.
M. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Now go to fill series. And make it like, no, linear. Step value is 1000. Say okay. Go back. Don't deselect. Again, select it from 60,000. 6 lakhs, from 6 lakhs without chocolate. Just like you did the shift. Keep the shift pressed. Go to the right. Yeah, now go to fill series. And do one thing, make that rows instead of columns. Yeah, now, no, 1000. Yeah, sure. Okay. So you got some numbers, right? Now you want to know what is the trend of these products.
Okay.
So what you can do here is, now if you had to show, okay, copy that branch also, that column from column B. Yeah, branch, and paste it in G, column G. Now, if you had to show the trend for chocolates in West or trend for biscuits in West, and you were not, we saw that, this kind of chart or a graph is messing it up a bit, the bar chart or the line chart. There is another thing that you can do, which is called as a Sparklines. Click on column. Yes, Sparklines. I'll show you. Click on column N3. No. Column N3. Cell N3. Sorry. Cell N3. 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 You're on N. Yeah, you're on N4. Yes. Now, how do you know whether you're on N3 or N4?
By seeing it
Where?
on the sheet. Yeah, I'm on N3. Correct.
Okay. Then click on N. Okay. Now see in the corner, on the left hand corner, you can see N3. Do you see N3? No, not that one. Above that. Above that. Just below the word clipboard.
Yeah, that's B2.
Yes. So because you now click on N3 and see what it shows there. Where are you now? Wait. Where are you now?
N3.
So if you look at that, it will instantly tell you whether, because suppose you are down, then it becomes difficult to gauge whether you are N or which cell number and all that. So best way is to keep your eye on that cell below clipboard, which shows you the cell number.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now go to insert. Go to that Sparklines you see there, Sparkline. After charts, on the right hand side, keep moving to the right. Yes. Click on line. Click on that line. Yes. Data range. Select from 2016, that 6 lakh. No, 6 yes. To 2020. To 2020. No. Click. No. Yeah. Click on data range I16. Remove it. Remove that data range. Okay. I3. Yes. Now, no. What you will do is go to Sparklines again. Click on line. Click on I3 and move your cursor till M3. Move your cursor till M3. Or yes. Say okay. Okay, so your graph got inserted over here because you had clicked over there. Control X and paste it in N3. Okay. Now, if you click on that, again N3 and go to Sparkline, there's a Sparkline tab that has opened up. So here you can change to a column graph. See on the left hand side, type. Click on column. So it changes into a column type of graph. So you will ask, what is the advantage of this? If you drag that entire thing here, drag that graph all the way to that 61,300, yeah, you will get a graph for each one of them.
Okay.
Cool. Now here in between, like 2018 or 2020, let's say there is a drop. Okay, reduce 10 from 2020, from the values for 2020. Yeah, reduce 10. See, it becomes very obvious that there is a drop.
Yeah.
Or leave some of them, like maybe people still late during the lockdown, so sales could have gone up for the other ones, right? Are you following this?
Yes, sir.
This is called as Sparkline. This is useful when you have multiple items that you want to view at the same time, but these are all on separate graphs. These are not on the same graph. If you
This
want
will
it on
also
the,
to
yes,
analyze the individual products or maybe
correct,
individual volumes.
correct, correct. And if you have like 100 of these, it's very easy, cumbersome if you have all 100 in one chart. This is much easier. Now here, what more you can do, click on these graphs, Sparklines, click on one Sparkline. Yeah. Now go to that Sparkline at the top. Oh, Now at the left, you have the show on the left below the style. Left, yeah. You have high point, low point. You want it to highlight, system will highlight this for you. Click on it. See, the high point has been highlighted. High and low point. Whenever there is a drop, remove that high point. Uncheck that high and low point also. And just put negative points. Okay. So this one is for highlighting when there is a negative. But here, nothing is negative. Everything is dropped, right?
Yes.
It has dropped, but it has not become negative. So let's make one of these, the first one, let's make it minus 60,400. No, don't click anywhere else. Be very careful. Minus, say enter. Minus, then press enter. Yeah. See, the negative one is now highlighted. Do you see that? Do you see the color?
Yeah.
Why? Because in your Sparkline, no, click on Sparkline again.
Okay.
Because this Sparkline tab only comes when you click on the Sparkline. Okay.
Okay.
So this negative point is visible only when it is here.
That means the data has to have a negative value.
Yes. Otherwise, it will not show.
Okay.
You can change the colors. You can play around with this. Okay. More and come up with ideas also. You can change that line graph. Click on that line graph now. See, it is highlighting the negative point. Win loss comes up when you have like stock trading, share trading, share prices going up and down.
Yeah.
So you have a high point. Click on high point or low point. So accordingly, the system application will highlight it for you. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So I think this is about the different graphs and charts that you have in Excel. And of course, if you go back to that old chart again, analysis, go to that
No,
other black, click on that black one again. No, not here. In that,
okay.
yeah. Going back to our traditional chart, go to the
Okay.
chart design.
Chart.
Chart design at the, yeah, at the top. Chart design. Yeah. Go to change chart type. And see, there is something called as scatter. Click on that scatter.
That's XY scatter?
Yeah, XY scatter. Like you have those bubble charts at the end, the round one
Okay.
at the end.
Mm.
No, not this one. Not yes, that one. So those are called as bubble charts.
Oh.
So you may not want so many variables. So what you can do is click on select data and remove one of them, like sales per month. Remove that sales per month. Uncheck that sales per month. Yeah, say okay. Okay. And or you may remove one more also. Remove that. Go to again select data and just remove that product. Yeah, say volume. So if you remember that other dashboard I was showing you, they had those round things.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes,
They
yes.
were nothing but, and you can make them, you have those different styles there. Click on the styles at the top. Go to the right, go to the right, go to the right. So based on your requirement, you can choose the styles that you want, or you can make them more like 3D. To make them 3D, you have those, click on that design, that paintbrush. You have the color and the style. Okay, click on the color at the top, the different tabs. Yeah. It's on the black background, so that's why it's not so very. And if you want further changes, you can right click and you have, like, format chart area. Click on format chart area at the bottom. Yeah. So yeah. So here you have these other sections, okay, like the format, fill, and next to that fill you have, that's the,
Line.
yeah, effect. Click on that effect. Yeah. So see, there is a 3D format.
Okay.
That is to add some extra 3D effect,
But
top bevel and all those kind of things. So
why it's going off default?
I think this one is without the 3D. So that's why it's all not enabled. So that's the reason. So whichever style is enabled, based on that, you will be able to generate them.
Okay.
You can play around with these values to make it more glorified. Okay. Now, see, you have made all these changes. So what you can do, lot of companies, they have their corporate style.
Yeah.
Okay, they will say, look, my graph must be this color combination, this text, this number, this amount, this label, this font size. So a lot of hard work goes into it. Okay. Now, after doing all that, you can save this as a template. Click on analysis, click on that chart, right click, you can say save as template. No, don't change, don't change, don't change. Cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. Right click. Save as template. Always save it in the default place. Okay, I'll tell you in a few minutes why. Now save it with your name. Just say save. Okay. Now move to your data. That data table that you had, original data table. No, yeah. Now you want to create a chart, let's say a brand new chart. Click outside so that your chart is not selected. Yes. Now highlight that table again. Don't, or just product and volume. Let's not do too many things. Product and volume. Yeah, along with the heading here. Yes. Now go to insert recommended charts. Yes. All charts. You have templates there. Click on template. Okay. So yeah, say okay. So by default, your template can get used.
Okay, so this is like a kind of format which the company works,
Exactly.
and you can work on in future.
Correct. You can reuse that template again and again.
Okay.
Now, what happens in this case is, if you don't save it in that particular folder, it will not appear over there.
Okay. But I can't save it on desktop, right?
It is saved in your desktop, but it is under that particular folder. If you right click, means desktop meaning not in that desktop folder basically. Do save as template. Save as template.
Save as. Okay.
No, 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 not there. Right click. Click on the chart first. Right click on the chart. Right click on the chart. Save as template. So it is actually saved, but it is saved under Microsoft. Click on the next to Microsoft, you have the double arrow. Yes. Okay. So where it is, to keep going up one, click on that arrow one by one. That and arrow on the left. Arrow on the left. Left, left. Or one more to the left. Click on that arrow. See, go up, templates, Microsoft, roaming, app data, user data. It is under user. So
Okay.
local disk, users, app data, and so on. Users, I think users again, right?
Yeah.
So after you save it once, you can always save the next copy on your desktop for your reference. But
Okay.
if you want it to appear in that template by default, then you must save it in that template folder.
Understood.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
this is so much about our graph, chart, Sparklines. Any questions on this?
No. I liked it, this one.
Okay. Yeah, graphs and charts really, you can make it as attractive. Again, it's a matter of patience and being able to go through everything and doing it slowly one by one and stuff like that. So it's again, you do a lot of trial and error. Do something and see whether you like it. If it is not appealing, change it. Don't hesitate to experiment. Is my suggestion. Okay, and okay, now let's move forward from here. Let's go to another tab, another sheet, and let's put here A1 principal. PAL actually, principal.
Ah.
Yeah. And let's say 10,000. No, next to principal B1. Below principal, write interest. 9%. And below interest, write amount. Yes. Now use a formula to get the amount. I got you in maths.
Yeah.
Amount is principal into interest. Okay. So how will you
Yeah.
do that? How will you use a function? Good. Very good. Okay. So this is your interest. No need. It's not percentage, right? It's an amount. 900.
It's an amount.
So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Make it number. Yeah. So this is 900. Now highlight, click on 900. Yes. Now go to, I think it's in data. Go to data at the top. Yeah. On the right hand side, you have, okay, not there. Go to review. No, what if analysis. Sorry. Go to the right. There is this what if analysis in data only. Data only. Yeah. There is a goal sheet. Click on goal sheet. So this set cell, that means 900, you want, a lot of elderly people, they go to the bank and say that, how much do I need to invest to get a monthly amount of 5,000 or a interest of 2,000 or an interest of 1,500. So that is like a goal sheet. So what to value, I need to set this value 900 to value. Click on to value here in the formula, to value, make it 1,500. Then click on by changing the cell B1, right? B1 over there. B1, B for boy. Okay, wait. Now, can you tell me how much do you need to invest to get a value of 1,500? You don't need to tell me. Just click OK. Excel will do that for you. Say okay.
Okay.
That is goal C.
Okay. So this actually helps in what should we
Doing
say?
different scenarios, like what if scenario.
Okay.
Now, the same thing could have happened. Like you might have a high interest regime, you might have a low interest regime. Right now, we are in a low interest trend, right?
Hmm.
So our interest rates are down and things like that. I don't know if you remember 10, 12 years ago, interest rates were much higher,
Yes, it is.
right? So you could do a scenario of with a good and a bad. Good case, bad case. So what can be a good case, bad case? Go to what if analysis. Now you have something called as, wait, don't go there. This one you got it. Do you want to do it on your own one? Let me show you the scenario manager, then you can do both at once. Cancel this,
Both. Yeah.
cancel this. Under what if analysis, there is a click on what if analysis. There is a, yeah, click on it, scenario manager. What scenario manager does is, it helps you to combine multiple scenarios. Click on add. Give it a name. Let's say high rate. So what will it do by changing which cell? By changing, it is saying B3.
Hmm.
Or maybe the you in place of B3, you can make it B2. Wait, make it B2. Yes. Say okay. So that is one scenario where B2 can be uh, okay. So 9% interest is what you are calculating. Say okay. Now add another one. Say add. Wait. Add. Now say low rate. Again by changing B2 and say okay. Maybe the interest rate is going to come down to point, instead of 0.09, it can be, let's say, 0.05. Say okay. So now you have two scenarios. You can have multiple scenarios and you can click summary and system will show you a combination. Say okay. No, wait. B3, instead of B3, click on D, make it D3. Otherwise your B3 will get overwritten. Yeah, say okay. D3. Okay. Now see what it is showing you basically. It is showing you by changing the values, what sort of result you are going to get. All right. Now what you can do is go back to your scenarios again. Say add. No, go back to that other sheet where you had the table. Yeah. Now go to your what if analysis and delete both of them. Now say add. Now scenario name you say hi and changing cells and click on this, remove that B3, click on this arrow at the end of that cell, in that changing cell where you remove that B3, na? Yeah, click on that and select all these three columns, all the three cells. Yes, select all of them. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Say enter. Say okay. Say okay. So here it is showing you the value. So 1 is B1, B2, B3. Click on add again.
Sorry?
It's add button.
Okay.
So now make it low. Previous one was high. This one it will be low. Say okay. Say okay. Now change that 09 to 05 or 04, something like that. Yeah. Say okay. And now say summary or show or click on show. Yeah. So this value is being shown actually. Click on low. Click on low at the top and say show. See that it has changed to 5%. Okay. Now click on summary. No, summary. Click on summary. Yes. Yes. Say okay. Okay. So what it is basically doing is it is showing you a comparison in two different scenarios, in a high rate scenario and a low rate scenario.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Exhaustive.
This is basically is to understand what should I say?
I'll show you where you can get another example. Click on what if analysis.
On the same sheet?
Yeah, same. Yeah, click on scenario manager. Yeah, click on that help icon at the top. Question mark. You will find one more browser has opened.
The scenario is a set of values that Excel saves and can substitute.
Can you share that?
Sorry?
Can you share that? That other
Which one?
browser. The browser that has opened. I can't see that.
Oh, okay, sure. Can you see?
Yeah, now I can see. Now scroll down. See, they are giving you different scenarios here. Okay, kinds of what if analysis. Click on that. Scroll down. So there are three kinds of scenarios that they are talking about. Okay, then creating the scenario. Next one, click on that. So here they are giving you a revenue, cost, and a gross profit scenario.
So this is actually a kind of analysis.
Correct.
For your future
Correct.
prospect.
This it can also be used in this manner. Finance people can use it in this fashion, that I have a gross revenue, I have a cost of goods sold, based on that I'm getting a gross profit. But this is a good economic situation scenario.
Okay.
I might have when there is stagnation, or when there is a downturn in the economy, I may not get so much of profit, right? So in that case, I might have a different scenario. So then scroll down. Scroll down. They are adding another scenario. This is one scenario. This is like their worst, best case. Another one is worst case. Come down. Come down. Come down. So here the worst case scenario is cost of goods is 26,000, or this is the best case. Actually, this is the best case. Gross revenue can be 150,000. Cost of goods sold is 26,000. Gross profit is 124,000.
Okay.
Click on merging scenario. Scroll down. Okay. Say, come down. So there are two scenarios. Click on the scenario summary report. So say, okay, scenario summary. So you will get a report like this, like it was showing that scenario summary. Come down. A bit.
Yes.
Come down. Yeah, this one. So this is another example that they have shown.
Okay.
So best case is this, where you are getting a revenue of 150,000. Worst case is a revenue of 50,000. Okay.
And best case is also given.
Correct. So this is how you can use the goal seek to get different scenarios. You can get a good, bad, ugly, 3 scenarios, or you can do multiple scenarios. You can do up to like, I think 32 scenarios. Okay. Whenever you are stuck somewhere, my suggestion would be click on that help icon. Any formula that you are using, any place. I had shown you some videos, right, on this, how to look at the videos and all.
Video in the sense?
From this Microsoft site. Suppose you are stuck somewhere. Okay, go up, go up. Click on that search. Say Lookup video. Scroll down. Vlookup. Come down. Lookup. Come down. Is there a video? Okay, go up, go up, go up. The first one with that Lookup, click on that. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Usually at the bottom you will get some examples. It will show you nearest matches of need more help. Come down, come down, come down. No, there's nothing on the video for Lookup. Vlookup, they have put a video. So just go back, click on that back arrow. The second one, Vlookup. Click on that. Wait for the video to look. Yeah, now play.
When you need to find information in a large spreadsheet, or you're always looking for the same kind of information, use the Vlookup function. Vlookup works a lot like a phone book, where you start with a piece of data you know, someone's name, in order to find out what you don't know, their phone number. So as an example, I'll enter part numbers, the thing I know, and find out prices, the thing I don't know. To do that, I'll click the cell where I want to see the prices. I'll enter an equal sign, Vlookup, and parentheses. These parentheses will contain a set of arguments, and an argument is just a piece of data that the function needs in order to run. I'll enter H2 as the first argument because that's where I'll type the part numbers. Follow that with a comma, and then I'll enter the range of cells that contains the data I want to search. That's this block of data here. The part numbers start in cell B3, and if I scroll down, you can see the status values end at cell E52. So I'll enter B3, a colon, and E52, then I'll type another comma. And you need to do that because the functions won't work without the colons and commas. Next, I'll type the number 3. This tells Vlookup that the values I want to see are in the third column from the left in the range of cells I want to search. In other words, it's the third column over from the part numbers, the data I know. Another comma, and I enter false because that gives me an exact match between part number and price. And don't worry, I'll explain how that works later. When I press enter to tell Excel I'm done, you can see I get an error message because I haven't entered a value in cell H2. But when I enter a part number, I get a price. So what just happened? I told Excel, here's a value in the left-hand column of my data. Now look through this range of cells, and in the third column to the right, find the value on the same row. A lot like a phone book. So up next, I'll explain each of the arguments, the values inside the parentheses, along with the rules for using VLOOKUP.
You get these videos which are part of the normal, it takes you to the Microsoft website actually.
Okay.
Okay, for a phone question.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, somebody was calling, so I told them to call back. Okay, so like this, if you're stuck anywhere, don't hesitate to look at the help. Okay, that is quite useful. Okay, and it gives you a lot of information also, and you might get some more ideas and things like that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go back to Excel. Do you know what are hyperlinks?
Hyperlinks are the link to your maybe it's a website link, it's a blog link which you.
Okay, you can create those similar. You're right. You can create those similar links in Excel.
Okay.
How? Like here, the other day I was telling you about these summary sheet. Remember? Dashboards we were calling it. So
Yes.
Yeah. So this dashboard, suppose I have something like chart 1. So suppose somebody wants to look at the chart. So I can have a link here, whatever I want it to be called. I'll call it here chart. Click on it and say insert. On the right hand side, there is a hyperlink. Add a link, and I can open up an existing file. I can put it in the same document. I can create a new document, or I can open up the email on my desktop. I can open up a website also. So for example, I want to place it in this document, then it will show me all the worksheets that are here. So if you look at this, if I say chart 1 means it will go to, there is one chart, where is chart 1? Let's say sheet 1, it's not appearing. Okay. So what will happen when I click on chart this one, it goes to this sheet 1.
Okay.
Okay. So if you look at that training file that we had sent you, on every sheet, we have a back button here, which takes me to the first one. Supposed to take me to the first one. Insert hyperlink back. To the summary sheet. So when I click on this back, it will take me back to this summary sheet. I click on cell referencing. There is a sheet called as cell referencing. It will take me to the cell referencing. So when I click here, it takes me there. I click on back. It will take me back to the summary sheet. Okay. So when I click on back, this will take me to cell referencing. Again, absolute referencing will give me an issue. Let me quickly put that here. Absolute cell referencing. Link. Okay. So when I click on this, I get a back here. Got it?
Okay.
So what is the advantage of this? It is easy for navigation.
Okay.
Now here, if you see, we have put a link to our website. When you click on this, it will open up the Pallium Skills website.
Yeah.
So I can give a link to existing Excel. I can give a link to the within the Excel sheet, right? I can give a link to the other sheets that I have here. Now, if you notice, there are multiple Excel sheets here, right?
Yes.
So it becomes very, very cumbersome if I have to go to each one of them and add a back button here. See this back? What I can do is I can just copy this back from here and then right click and say select all sheets and then go to another sheet and paste it. Sorry. Select all sheets and then paste it over here. So if I click on, it is the same link. It's not happening. Oh, this is selected. Right click, ungroup sheets. I click on back. Oh, what happened? Okay, this is working. So I'll have to copy this one and then I can come here. I can select multiple sheets, select all sheets. And then if I press, if I paste it over here, oh, this is not getting, this is getting unselected. I have to press the control. Whichever sheets I don't need, I can uncheck and then I can paste it. So if I paste it, okay, why is it not happening? So actually what should happen, I'll just show you. If I have multiple sheets, then it will copy paste the same thing. Like I have this one is working. So I have this Control C. I will go to this and Control, and then I paste it here. See, it got pasted now. I click on back this. Oh. I have this. Array. It goes. I don't know why it's not happening, but if I do it one by one, it's happening. So I copy this, I paste it over here, paste it on this one. See here, it's not protesting. So once I paste it, this back thing works. Okay. Now, what I was trying to show you is by clicking on Control, you can select multiple sheets and do this on multiple sheets. Just copy paste.
Okay.
Okay. And that often, for doing that, you need to use the select button and do that at the same time. Just copy paste and then it will show you for both of them for multiple sheets at the same time. Okay, let me show you something else. Do you have any questions on this hyperlink? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions on this hyperlink?
No, I will just see this link once again. I mean, I will have to go through the video again for this.
Yes, yes. Just go through this and, not only this, if you remember, we had used this as named also, like for example, I call this table like a day data. If you remember,
Yeah.
you can name it. Okay, data. So what you can do here in this summary sheet, I can put like data and put a link also to this. How? I will have this hyperlink and I scroll down. I have this data here. You see this?
Okay.
So I say okay. Moment I click this, I get this data.
But you have already first put data over this sheet, right?
Yes. I just identified a set of cells as data.
Okay.
And then I came here to the summary sheet and put in a reference to that data. So that's a hyperlink. So whenever I click on it, it goes to that section and highlights it.
Okay.
Suppose I have this GST calculation. Suppose I give this as GST calculation, let's say. So if I have another hyperlink here, which will say GST calc, and I can give a hyperlink. And define names. GST calc, and this is the link. It goes and highlights that. Okay.
Understood.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Mm. Let me show you something here relating to macros. Okay. Now, I had told you, if you remember, macro is used to record certain steps, things that you do on a regular basis. So what this Excel macros does, the way that I am showing you, best way is if you can write the code from scratch.
Right.
But for that, you need to learn how to write a macro code, how to write a macro program. Another option is whatever steps you will do, Excel can record it, like your voice recorder on your cell phone. Okay. So for example, I am going to type out some numbers and do an auto sum, and I will ask Excel to record it. So I go to review, view, and I have the macros here. Under macros, I will see record macro. I say record macro. I can give it a name of my choice, or I can just call it macro 1. And I will type out some numbers here. And I will do a auto sum. And then I will stop it. Now I go to another sheet and I can run that macro one more time. View macro, and I can say run.
Okay.
What did it do? Whatever it had recorded, it just typed it out.
Okay.
Got it?
Hmm.
If I were to do this in another cell like here, what's going to happen? It will do it. I said done. It will do the first one and then run off here and do the remaining steps here. Why? It is again going back to that reference, absolute reference. Remember?
Okay.
Here,
Yes.
when you don't use any references, it will always go with absolute references. That means it is referring to A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7. So it tries to repeat it. See, if I go to a new sheet and run it here, it will do the first one here, and then it will run off to A2, A3, A4, and repeat the steps here.
How does it help? Like,
Yes,
I mean,
I'll tell you how it helps. What we will do is here under this macros, there is something called as use relative references. So I'll tick that. So now use relative references enabled. If you see that, it is highlighted. Now I will repeat the same steps and create another macro. I will say record macro. This is now macro 2. And I will again type some numbers, random numbers. And then do an auto sum. I go and stop that recording. And when I view macro, I can do macro 2 and I can say run. So this time it doesn't run off to the same cells. It will start where I have ticked and do it below that. Do you see this?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between relative referencing and absolute referencing. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
Now, one last thing before we end on the macro. Here, there is something called as a developer tab. Let me first just enable that. How these macros are usually used. Okay. Normally, see, one way is like you were running it. Another way is you can have a box like this. This is called as an action button. So in this button, what we'll do is we will link it to macro 2. And I can call it whatever I want, whatever function it is supposed to do. I'll say enter values, let's say. And I can make it big enough. So what will happen, wherever I have clicked and I click on this, it will start from there. Are you seeing?
Yes.
That's the advantage of using a macro. What you're doing, you're basically creating a repeatable set of steps. You're repeating those steps, something that you can repeat again and again. Now, you might ask, what's the hell? I don't ever do it. Yeah, you don't do it, but in case you need to, you can always do it this way. Okay. Now, let me
help in a large sheet where you need to do a lot of
multiple things, repetitive things that you are doing. So how does a macro look like? Click on this edit, click on any one of them. You have an edit button here. Click on edit. It will show you how the macro looks like. See, this is macro 2. This is the program. Wherever is the active cell, from there it is starting and it is giving an offset. Offset means it is moving one cell below. Column is 0, row is 1. So it is moving one row. From there, it is again moving one row. From here, it is again moving one row. From here, it is again moving one row. Whereas if you look at this one is looking at A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9. It is always fixed at that particular cell. It doesn't go anywhere else. Do you see the difference between macro 1 and macro 2?
Yes.
Or am I confusing you?
No.
So in this case, in the case of macro 2, there is an offset. Whereas in case of macro 1, there is no offset. It is referring to an absolute cell reference. That is why it keeps coming back to that original A2, A3, A4 and types it there.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
So that is what we had. And are you familiar with this freeze panes and all this?
Yeah. Free space. I know.
Okay. Okay. Do you do like when you are having multiple sheets, you can open them side by side?
No, this I didn't know.
So suppose there are too many sheets actually. Let's close some of them. Okay. Now, any one of them I'll maximize and I go to arrange all. If I say horizontal, they will come one above another. Okay. And if I want to see them side by side, I can choose which two cells to have side by side. So one below another, which two? And then there is something called as synchronous scrolling. What that does is, when I scroll in one sheet, it will start scrolling in the other sheet also. If you notice the below one, that is also moving.
Yeah, it is. It is. I can see.
So this is useful when you want to compare two sheets at the same time.
But
You're
then
moving in one and you can
Mhm.
see the other one. Yes.
Okay, I understood. Fine.
Right. Sometimes you do need to, just see them, you want to do a visual comparison, then it's easy to do this. You scroll one, the other one also scrolls. If you want to stop both of them scrolling, you can click on synchronous scrolling and it will stop. So only one of them will scroll. Okay. So you have synchronous scrolling and without synchronous scrolling.
So it's like view multiple sheets together.
Yes. And you can, when you have two sheets open, you can scroll both of them at the same time, or, or one and then view the other ones.
Can you just repeat how it came? I mean,
Okay.
how to.
Sure. So what I had this arrange all. I can, even without arrange all, I can say there is view side by side. So it will ask me from all the open workbooks, which one I want to compare. So let's say I want to compare this. So it will open up both of them for me. And by default, the synchronous scrolling will be enabled by default. So when I scroll down here, the other one will also scroll down. See this one. Let me just scroll. And then when I start scrolling down, this one also starts scrolling down. Do you see this? So this is that view side by side and synchronous scrolling. View side by side. And you do freeze panes, you said, right? Do you do split?
No.
Split is basically if you have a large sheet, let's say something like this, and you want to do a comparison between the top and the bottom, you can do wherever you have clicked on the Excel sheet and click on split, system will split it into 4 parts, as if there are 4 sheets, and you can scroll within each sheet. So you can see the top of the sheet and you can see the bottom of the sheet at the same time. See this? So you can do this. And if I want to scroll down, see the top part doesn't scroll down. And if I want to view the bottom side, I can always view it. This is the bottom of the page. Ahmed Kabir P, SV Anil, Kulkarni Ratna, Abdul Wasim, Daseti Kumar, Kashikar Mithila, Snehal Jadhav, and so on. And this is the top of the sheet. Whereas this one, you can still go to the bottom here. If you want to go to the top, you will have 2 tops. As if the Excel sheet, it has been copied over. See? 4 person number, person name.
Yeah.
And you just click on this, it comes back to the
Original sheet. Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll stop here today. If there is anything that you know, if you are stuck or if you are